Buyers aren't just showing up and throwing money in the markets. You have to exhaust the sellers. Okay, so what I'm seeing on the small time frames are these consolidative channels. So even though you hit your orthodox low, as we would call it, like, you know, your WXYXZ, your whatever, your flat correction, your consolidation is finished. Technically, that's what we call the orthodox bottom, the orthodox low. Now you start going sideways at this level before marking up. This is what I believe we're seeing. This sideways price action scares a lot of people and confuses a lot of people that don't study the ins and outs or don't really look closely and carefully at these markets. But typically, that A wave, initial break of structure, which I think is this, targets wave 4 of the previous trend. So if you follow the channel, you also know that these usually come in pairs, 3 pairs. Hello everyone, my name's Dean, let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for almost daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today's April 15th, 2024. And I'm as bullish as ever. And here's why I believe that in the next 5 to 7 days, Bitcoin is going to start making a rally to double in price. And we will also finally start to see some small cap altcoins that have yet to move at all start to move in a major wave. Guys, if that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. I'm going to break this all down in as quick or as concise a way as possible. I don't want this video to last too long, so stay with me here. All right, let's start with Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people are freaking out about what Bitcoin is doing. So I'm going to show you what I believe Bitcoin's doing on a small time frame and a large time frame. Okay, last episode, I thought that we were going to break out from a triangle that I saw. Okay, I saw this ABCDE triangle. I'm like, oh, that's a breakout. That's majorly bullish. You're consolidating. You're bull flagging right under resistance. And you're going to go. And it broke down from that. Is that the end of the world? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter the specific chart pattern that you're in at this position, provided you're in a tight consolidative chart pattern at this position. What do I mean by that? Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is this. You are at resistance. Everybody sees that, well, everybody should be seeing that we're at an important resistance, which is the previous all-time high, Bitcoin's all-time high that we hit here once and then here once again in this double top. And so you want to basically consolidate to break this, right? You're consolidating at resistance, which is majorly bullish. So whatever you do at this level, what you want to see to show signs of strength is a tight consolidation. If that tight consolidation takes the form of a triangle, awesome. If it takes the form of what I think it is, a flat correction, right? I think this is a 333 or a complex flat correction. WXYXZ, same shit, because it's a tight consolidation right at resistance that should ultimately yield a breakout to the upside, not to the downside. If you look at the integrity of this purported consolidation, this purported correction, it has not broken. So for people who are bearish, I really question your ability to read charts if you think that there's something bearish about what we've seen for the past month now, however long this has lasted. 44 days. For the past 44 days, Bitcoin's been in a tight range and has held that tight range. very, very clearly what is bearish about this, okay? So this is why, one of the reasons I'm very bullish. Okay, why am I saying 5 to 7 days? I believe it's likely that we start moving to the upside. Well, the quick answer is Bitcoin's halving, which is projected to be on the 20th or the 21st, which is in a 5 to 6 days, okay? Maybe 7 days, because I think the 21st falls on a Sunday, so maybe you only start pumping on Monday, I don't know. So 5 to 7 days is, a guesstimate. Additionally, in 5 to 7 days, which I believe on the 21st, you have the full moon. What do you know about the full moon and financial markets? Well, on this channel, we follow these moon phases, and we know that the full moon represents local market bottoms, just like the new moon represents local market tops. And I didn't necessarily point this out because I point a lot of these things out, but I hope you guys noticed as well. The last moon phase was the new moon, and that was on March 8th. And what did we see on March 8th? We saw a local market top. Let's put in the indicator. I have the indicator. I don't have to do this manually. So you put the moon phases indicator, and what do you see? Okay. Actually, did I say March 8th? I meant April 8th. As you can see here, spot on. That was a local market top. These moon phases are really accurate, especially in trending markets. This was the last full moon, local market bottom. Last new moon, the new moon before that local market top. And again, like I said, in 5 to 6 days, whenever this is a full moon, I think that it's likely that we start getting our move then, right? So 5 to 6 days, 5 to 7 days, something like that. But it could go before, who knows? Don't really know. But the fact that the full moon is coincident with the Bitcoin halving, I mean, that's just really, really, really strong of an indicator or an indication for me to say, if I'm a buyer, I'm really paying attention at whatever is happening on the 20th or the 21st. Okay, so that's Bitcoin on a large time frame. Small time frame, what is going on? Okay, let's jump down to the 4-hourly time frame. Actually, the hourly time frame. And I've seen a lot of big accounts say things like this. And this is why you got to do your own research. You got to do your own homework. Because there's a lot of people that I don't know how closely they're looking at these charts, right? If you look at them day in and day out, you will start to see patterns. You'll start to see things that are tough to miss. And one of those things is a principle that I talk about ad nauseum on this channel, is that you cannot pivot from low to high and from high to low, right, without making an intermediate sort of consolidation, okay? And this is not something I discovered. This is well-established orthodoxy in chart analysis, right? A guy called Wyckoff discovered this, right? And his whole trading system is based on this principle, where if you're going from top to bottom and from bottom to top, so from bottom to top, to go from top to bottom, you have to put in what we call a distribution, so a distributive range, right? So the price just doesn't turn on a dime and dump. You put in a distribution first, and then it dumps, it marks down. And likewise, to go from bottom to top, you have to put in an accumulation, right? You have to put in a small range to consolidate, okay? And this makes sense if you think about it, because buyers aren't just showing up and throwing money in the markets. You have to exhaust the sellers, okay? So what I'm seeing on the small time frames are these consolidative channels. So even though you hit your orthodox low, as we would call it, like, your WXYXZ, your whatever, your flat correction, your correction, your consolidation is finished. Technically, that's what we call the orthodox bottom, the orthodox low. Now you start going sideways at this level before marking up. this is what I believe we're seeing. This sideways price action scares a lot of people and confuses a lot of people that don't study the ins and outs or don't really look closely and carefully at these markets. But typically, that A wave, initial break of structure, which I think is this, targets wave 4 of the previous trend. So if you follow the channel, you also know that these usually come in pairs, 3 pairs. So you get usually an A wave, a B wave, an A wave, a B wave, and finally a last A wave, finally a last B wave. These channels don't always have to be orthodox or straight. Sometimes they can be like, slanted up to the right, slanted down and to the right. So they're tricky. They're corrective price action. But at the end of the day, you're getting some sort of consolidation. You can, busy yourselves and look at a number of assets. Prove this to yourselves. Every single time the price goes from up to down or down to up on any time frame, you will see some level of consolidation. Okay, so this is what I believe is happening on the small time frames for Bitcoin and for a lot of altcoins. Now, another point I want to make, and I think this is a really important point. A lot of big accounts are telling you, oh, this bull market is almost finished, or this bull market is... What bull market? If you're talking about a bull market, you have to specify the bull market you're discussing. Crypto doesn't have a bull market. It has many bull markets because it's asset dependent. I know a lot of times we talk about the bull market in Bitcoin and we use that as a blanket term for the rest of the market, but that isn't true because Bitcoin has been in a clear bullish trend since January of 2023, essentially December of 2022 even. You can see that clear higher highs and higher lows, clear impulsive price action. And I believe that this is basically an intra-wave correction, right? Like I said, at all-time high, which should continue to this level right here, right? 150K, which should double the price, right? That would make sense. A quick doubling of price at the halving, right? You have the supply, you double the price. Makes sense to me, right? And also graphically, if you look at this 150K, technically, it's at this 2,200 plus day resistance that's been in the works. So it's likely that if Bitcoin does break out from here, the next major resistance is at this 150K level. And at that point, we retrace. We retrace significantly. And when I say significantly, I don't mean we go down to zero. No, I mean we really fight at that level. I think it's going to be a prolonged consolidation at 150K right under resistance. And at that point, my sense, I don't know this to be true, but my sense is that a lot of altcoins are going to fly while Bitcoin is consolidating under that 150K resistance. And this Bitcoin dominance chart that we've been monitoring for so long is really going to finally start to break down in earnest at that level. But before then, some altcoins are going to enjoy significant moves. So like I said, Bitcoin has been in a very clear bull market since January of 2023. But an example, something like hooked protocol has yet, and I mean yet, to even enjoy any bullish momentum. As you can see on this daily chart, hooked protocol has still been stuck in this bear market consolidation. And it even basically while Bitcoin went down 6 to 8%, Ethereum went down however much it went. This went down 50%. That is carnage. But I'm still bullish even on these small cap altcoins because look at where it went down. It's essentially made the lowest low that it, one of the lowest points. It's at one of the lowest points it's ever been, right? If you look at the bear market lows for this asset, Hooked Protocol, you essentially revisited the bear market lows. That's like Bitcoin going back down to 16K if they were on the same time frame, but they're not. So when you say the bear market, the bull market, it's asset independent. Obviously, everything has sort of a rhythm, a cycle in crypto. There's a general rhythm, there's a general flow to the crypto markets, but this small cap altcoin, as an example, has yet to even initiate any kind of bull market. And so this is also why people are down on crypto, or some traders are really discouraged. But I'm very bullish on these, even more so than Bitcoin, because if you look at the market cap, obviously it's a lot smaller, so there's a potential for these to go up a lot higher, and they have to play catch up. Okay? And they're at generationally low levels, bull market lows. So this is like buying Bitcoin at 16K, even more. This is like buying Bitcoin at like 3K, because obviously the market cap is so much smaller. So that's just to give you an idea as to what kind of potential gains we can enjoy from here. Okay? And again, like Bitcoin, after any asset does any major move impulsively, down or up, it follows it up with a consolidation. Okay? And that consolidation from down to up is what we call an accumulation. So this is what we should expect at these levels. And if you go on the smaller time frames, you can see that playing out. Okay? You can see that Hooked Protocol is putting in an accumulation, right? This A wave targeted wave 4 of the previous trend. Now we can expect a B wave, and then another A wave, another B wave, right? Like that. Okay? So that's the idea of what I'm seeing in the markets, why I'm seeing them, why I'm super bullish on Bitcoin, super bullish on a lot of altcoins, and why I believe that we may get a very big move in 5 to 7 days. Guys, if you got value, please like, share, and subscribe. Consider buying me a coffee at the pinned comment in the comments below. And I wish you the best of luck trading these markets in the coming days. And I'll see you next time. Take care.